This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to dunk. This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
I'm Josh Giddey, and I'm down to dunk.
Hey, this is Kenny Hustle, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Darius Baisley, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Poku, and I'm down to dunk.
I love cereal. Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cracklin Oat Bran.
Oh, I can have these. I'm going to share with my team, but I'm going to hog most of them.
Welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. With me, never, on Thursday nights, it's my good friend, Alex Spears. Alex, what's up?
What's up, Andrew?
So, we're not going to do a fry pod. I've had a crazy day and will not be getting up super early tomorrow. So we actually might have some guys popping in and out of this pod. I hope we do. Make it a fun pod.
Some guests?
Some special guests. Trade deadline is gone. It's gone. And
over. What a blast.
The Thunder did the KZ Apollo trade. The psycho behavior pick.
Andrew, you look like you're about to pass out from boredom talking about the Thunder trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean that one it's the most Sam Presti trade ever, right? Like, how many GMs in the league would make that particular trade?
I mean, who wouldn't? That's the.
What I'm saying is, like, how many GMs do you see making trades like that? Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I mean that sort of construction. I think it's just because there's never been a team that's had this many picks.
Yeah.
And with these kind of protections, I think this might start becoming more commonplace because I look at that pick that the Cavs have, the Blazers pick that they got for Larry Nance.
Yep.
The one that's protected out 8 years or whatever.
Gosh, yeah.
Like those types of picks just really hamstring a team. And, we have the picks from Detroit and Washington. Those are very similar. If those teams ever want to make a all-in trade, they're going to need picks. So I think these types of trades are going to become more commonplace. And they're really interesting because, in fact, we still don't know what's going on with the fallout from the Simmons-Harden trade in terms of the Philly pick, because they sent them the 27 pick. Now, it's possible they just said conveying 2 years after the OKC pick, and so they didn't have to change the protections at all. But that still could be a possibility until we see the final terms. So I think they're fun. I mean, these are the kind of trades that I was interested in because we have all these picks. A lot of them are kind of middling. What if we could just boost one a little bit, add a little juice? Nothing crazy.
It's been boosted. It's been boosted, and
it's been boosted. Just a little juice, Andrew. That's all we want.
For Oklahoma City, or boosted for a potential trade too, where it's like, hey,
for sure,
this could be an unprotected pick in 26. It's a lot better than, hey, this is gonna convey as the 20th pick in a year. And also, the Thunder don't have to pick in the 20s in a year, or have to figure out what to do with that pick if they don't have a slot. It kind of helps because they're gonna have too many guys very soon, is what it feels like over the next two drafts. So it's good to
for sure
that out a little bit too.
Yeah, it's the difference between hoping that Miami is bad 4 years in a row, which seemed like a 0% chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Now hoping that they're going to be bad 2 years in a row, which maybe that's like a 10% chance.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, anything can happen. We've seen teams have a major injury, have a down year. Of course, this is going to be, Kyle Lowry's, he's probably not going to be in the league at that point. Jimmy Butler is going to be in the last couple of years. He's going to be 35 or 36. Like, you just don't know. And so for a second round pick to add that little boost to a first round pick, which are the ones that matter, like, I think that's great. Like, we have seconds. We have plenty of seconds.
Yeah.
Honestly, we have plenty of firsts.
This is the worst of three. It's
right. It's like a meaningless second for us.
Yeah, it's probably in the late 40s or 50s.
Yeah. So I loved it. It's kind of boring in the grand scheme of things, but Thunder fans probably wanted a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
But we had talked about how this was probably going to be a boring deadline for the Thunder.
Yeah, it's interesting because it adds some juice to that. And also, I mean, what would you have said if Kenrich was going to Miami and the pick protection is what we got back? Like, how would you have felt about that?
I would have not been thrilled with that.
Yeah.
Because yes, the pick improved, but it's still likely conveying as a late first.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they sent Kenrich and it just became unprotected in 25, that's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
But no, I think this was the right value because it's still likely to convey as a late first, but you're improving your odds a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Any thoughts on basically the non-trades? So I don't think any of us expected Kenrich to be dealt. I don't think any of us expected Muscala. I think it was all kind of an outside shot. I thought, maybe like Ty Jerome for a late second or something like that, but they didn't do anything. And we honestly don't even know what they're going to do with the KZ Apala play. So are they even going to bring him here? Like I don't know. I don't have a good feel for that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there, but really nothing happened.
Yeah. And I think
what's up?
Oh,
what's up, y'all?
Hell man, what up, dude?
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, the fact that Houston couldn't get a first for Eric Gordon was the thing that was like, okay, we're if they can't get a first for Eric Gordon, like we're not getting a first for Kenrich. I realized that like Eric Gordon takes a lot more effort to go get because of the contract situation, and Kenrich is super cheap.
Yeah,
but still, like Eric Gordon is a more helpful player for most contenders than Kenrich Williams. He's going to be perceived as a more valuable player.
Boo! Sounds like someone hates our team.
No, but it just goes back to the idea that like Kenrich was never going to get a first round pick, and that's why they put that out there as the offer.
Yeah.
And if someone bowled them over and gave them some crazy deal, gave them a nice pick, sure, maybe they'd think about it. But it was just it felt, the closer we got, it felt more and more unlikely.
Yeah, I wonder what that really looked like. Like, what was
in terms, because there probably was an offer from someone.
There's probably an offer from someone.
I'm sure someone out there just sends out a ton of low balls.
I mean, there's got to be low ballers all over.
Oh, like my cousin Dan. Remember when he was in our fantasy basketball
he was
league?
Such a low baller. Pissed me off with the trades he sent me.
Yeah, I do think that there's value in players that are good, that like being here, and like would like to be here long term. And I think the Thunder believe that there's value in that too. And there's also kind of the thought process of the minute this team is good, they're going to be looking to deal a pick for a guy like Kenrich. So if you did get a pick, you might be dealing out the same pick, 2 years from now, just to bring him back, which I almost would be in favor of because it is helping your draft slot. That's where I do think that you should just go ahead and pull the lever and let him go, and then you go get him or get somebody else, down the road. But obviously, there is something to the fact that he loves being here, and that the Thunder really like having him in the locker room too.
And also, for those concerned about that aspect of it, like getting better draft odds, the fact that they've started playing Poku more, started playing Teo more, I think that's got to make you feel a little bit better, because that is something that they just were not doing for months and months and months.
It's a
and now they are getting big minutes.
They were getting big minutes. Yeah.
And Poku was, I mean, obviously I'm saying that because I don't think those guys are going to help you win, but Poku and Teo both just had a very nice games, probably their best games of the season. But still, over the long term, if you're playing those guys 25 plus minutes a night, I think you can rest easy in terms of our pick.
Yeah. And you can also rest easy in the fact that Houston was unable to move Eric Gordon and Christian Wood. Orlando wasn't able to move their guys, their veterans, although they may buy somebody out.
Yeah.
And then Detroit didn't move Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, no, Detroit is getting killed tonight. I don't know if I believe in them that much, but
No, I
I
don't
think
believe in them. I'm not saying like Oklahoma City is going to pass them, but I'm just
right. No,
things,
none of the
things can
teams.
stay just as they are.
Yeah,
is
none of the teams
what I
below us tanked hard, and I think, in fact, Houston arguably got better because they traded Daniel Tice, who just the fact that Silas was willing to play him, he was a part of some of the worst lineups on that team. So the fact that he is not there anymore, who knows? Maybe Houston goes on a nice little run. Andrews left me alone with Luke.
He's back.
Oh, he's back. Never mind.
Yeah.
Andrew's video is like
Bad.
3 seconds behind, and it's very disorienting.
Am I still 3 seconds behind?
You're not to me.
You are to me. It's just me.
You're perfect.
Yeah, Alex is 3 seconds behind me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me
I don't know.
leave. I'll come back in.
Andrew, have I told you that I'm mad at Alex?
Mm-mm.
I can talk crap about him since he's not here. He'll never know.
Yeah.
I messaged him. This is like Monday. And I asked him, I said, please talk me out of buying the new Pokemon game on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
That I want to buy it, but I know I don't want to. So he did the opposite. He talked me into it.
Oh no.
I know.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. How did you hear that? You weren't here.
Yes, I was backstage.
You're backstage. You can hear.
You
No.
talked me into it.
It was so depressing. I came home, got on my Switch. I get the little notification, friend online. I know that Luke's not playing any Switch games right now, and I just thought to myself, "Oh no, he's gone and done it. He went and bought himself Pokemon."
Oh no, hell no, I went up and done it. Yeah, absolutely. It's and proof.
I don't think anyone doesn't believe you.
There it is.
What happened? The problem is that videos of people playing the game and talking about the game got into my TikTok algorithm, and it knew that I liked it, and so
Wow, you were influenced by the algorithm.
it really was.
Yeah.
It really was. So, yeah.
Well, I really think the tank race will end up being just about the way that it is. I think Portland will fall, and be in like the 5-6 range. I think,
But
that
and
the Lakers win was actually huge.
it was massive. Every single win we can get out of Portland makes me feel a little bit better. Knowing that we're playing them 2 more times,
yeah.
like anything we can get out of that team is gravy because they're going to be terrible.
Yes, they're going to be really, really bad. And the Thunder, their upcoming schedule is pretty tough. They've got Philly tomorrow night, which I don't know if James Harden's playing or not, but that's going to be really fun either way. Chicago, New York, San Antonio, Phoenix. They got Indy, Sacramento, who I'm not as worried about anymore. I'm actually not really, after their swap, I feel actually pretty good about both of those teams. So I think I think they're going to win some games. Like they play Orlando 2 more times. Like they need to at least like split those with Orlando. They play Portland twice. They need to split those. Those are like the most important upcoming games that they have, because I think Sacramento is going to want to win. I don't really know what Indiana will look like, but they could. I mean, they could win that game, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not going to freak out about it until the balls fall, the ping pong balls fall, and we find out what happens, because I will freak out if we end up at 6 or 7 again. Like I will freak out, and I will be pissed. And one thing I will bring up is the fact that this team is somehow $23 million under the salary cap, and yet could not put itself in a position to get a top pick.
I know.
Which is just absurd. But hey, that might not happen. We may get lucky and jump up. So I'm not going to freak out now.
If we jump, it's all good. If
everything's fine.
If we're Toronto, of last year, like we're all good.
Yeah. I don't know what my limit is right now, because I still don't know how I feel about the top of this draft. But there is some pick where beyond which I will go insane.
To me,
I don't know.
To me, it's 5 and beyond. Where I'm
what if Shaden Sharp comes out in the draft? Does that change your mind at all?
That will help, I don't know how to feel about him. I don't.
But you could talk yourself into it.
Well, and I think the hope is that somebody else in front of us talks themselves into it.
Yeah.
Because like Jaden Ivey, I would still be very pumped and also jacked to have Jaden.
Oh, really? Jacked as well?
Yeah, totally jacked.
Did you know you're going to deep dive on all those players and get really hyped about like 2 or 3 more? Like,
it's true. There's going to be somebody else.
Yeah,
get hyped about. That's true.
But I remember last year it was very deflating having our live ping pong ball drop party.
Oh my gosh!
And they dropped in the way, like the exact way we did not want them to. It was very deflating.
It was very bad.
Yeah,
it was very bad.
I will say the Portland, them having 2 potential lottery picks, I do think that's good for OKC because based on what Blazers fans who know stuff are saying, Blazers want to build around Dame. They're going to use those picks to make trades this summer. Now, it's not like OKC has some obvious player that they would trade Portland for one of those picks, but who knows? Like, what if you could give them back multiple picks for one of those picks so that they have even more ammo to go out and make deals? Like, I do think they are a trade-up candidate, and I think they're going to have 2 lottery picks, although the Pelicans look a little frisky tonight, but we'll see.
Question.
I think that would be good.
Question. Let's say the Blazers draw number 2.
Yeah.
And number 9. And the Thunder are number 6. And the Blazers call and say, hey, we'll give you 2 and 9 for Shea. Would you do it? And you pick 2nd, 6th,
and 6th.
I would do that.
So you'd have 3 lottery picks?
Mm-hmm.
The only bad thing is, like, this isn't the draft where I'd want to do that.
I know.
But of course, that'd be the reason they'd be offering that deal.
Exactly. Because if they draw 2 next year, they're like, all right, cool. Scoot's going to Scoot and Dame.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously that would be crazy having 3 like top 10 picks, adding them to Giddey.
Mm-hmm.
And you're resetting the timeline a little bit to where you're now a player for 23.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if this draft has it for me.
I know. Like that 9th pick, I'm just I don't know if I do it for that. Especially if the Thunder draw 6. If the Thunder drew 5 or 4, then I might be like, okay, we could do Chet, Jaden Ivey, and then Jalen Duren.
Yeah, like imagine if this was last year and you're like, okay, so I'm getting 1 of Cade or Mobley, or if you like Jalen Green, and then I'm getting 2 more in that top 10. Like that would be totally different, and you'd have to consider it. Yeah. This year, it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, I just wonder if you'd want to do it to reset the timeline specifically for 23. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. The idea of going all in on a draft, though, when the odds are the way they are, it's so just scary. Yeah, you're just going to get screwed. I'm just assuming you're getting screwed no matter what.
Yeah. I don't think I would do it either, but I think it's just an interesting thought because that's the kind of thing that, like, they're not going to call and be like, "Hey, we'd like to have Dort." Like, okay, we gotta stop that. Like, they're not going to call us about Dort as his running mate, but they would call about Shea as his running mate.
True, but you could see Dort and a pick to move up a little bit where they're still getting another lottery pick.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know, just something to keep an eye on because I'm fascinated by what Portland is going to do. They have to build an entire roster this summer.
Yeah.
And so they're just under a ton of pressure.
Yeah, they are.
I just silenced my sneeze. You guys didn't have to hear it.
Oh, wow.
Well, and the Kings are another interesting one because if the Kings somehow jumped up into the top 3, like are they drafting a big?
Yeah. Well, actually, if they could get Chet next to Sabonis is kind of perfect.
I don't know that I love that.
But I saw there's a guy I follow on I think his name's Tim Maxwell, Sacramento Baby Giraffe or something. He put up a poll asking, "Do you think we'll end up keeping our pick this year?" Sabonis Baby Giraffe is his name. And let's see what it says. 60 to 60-30. Well, I guess that doesn't add up to 100. 66-33 think they're keeping it, but a lot of people think that they will trade it. And he thinks they will trade it. Basically being like they're all in now, like they're clearly in win mode. The Sabonis contract is super interesting because if they're in this same position next year at the trade deadline, you are now looking at a half season and then his expiring year.
Mhm.
So like they can't afford any more development time. Like they got Davion, they're going to hope that he's going to like ramp up,
Yeah.
which he's been good in his last couple games, but like adding another top pick, like they're going to use that pick unless like you said, maybe if it's 1 or 2 they don't do this, but if they just get like the 10th pick, I have a feeling that they are going to be trying to move that for someone.
Yeah, I have a feeling that everybody from 8 to 12 is going to be trying to move their pick for something real.
Yeah.
That would be. I think that will be happening a lot. So, I am interested in seeing what the Thunder do the rest of the way before the end of the season if they're going to try to do something to get closer to the salary floor. Because I do think that there will be options for them to do so. And ways they could do that are they could pull another Gabby deck here where they look for some European prospect as the EuroLeague wraps up to bring over and give them a fat like 7 or 8 million. They could do this with 2 guys and waive 2 guys. What are you doing now, man?
Jay's in the comments.
I know. Why is
he not joining the pod?
No. But I think it's a possibility that they do something like that, where maybe they waive Isaiah Roby and bring over somebody, and waive KZ Apala and Isaiah Roby and bring over 2 guys that just eat up the rest of it, or like a big fat chunk of it where there's just hardly anything left. I would almost predict that over them paying all of this out.
Do you think though the way that went, and of course all we're seeing is from like Deck's PR team, but like the fact that he was like basically a DMP for most of his time here, it did not seem like he or anyone around him was happy about that situation when he left. Do you think that maybe prevents them from going down that road again? Like, is it really worth it?
I don't think it would prevent them from going down that road again.
Yeah.
I think that from my perspective, I do believe they wanted to get a look at Gabriel Deck. They obviously did not like what they saw. They let him go. And he made some money and he got to go home. And he was unhappy about it. I think there were a lot of people around him that were very unhappy about it. But I think at this point, it's like, what can you do? I think the Thunder, at this point, it's kind of like free money to just try some guys out and see what they look like, because they're going to spend the money anyways.
Yeah.
So I think that I think it's viewed like that. It's not viewed as like, oh, this is a nice bonus check that's going to go in these guys' wallets. It's like, hey, we have this amount that we're going to have to spend anyways. Let's see if we can find somebody. And that would be my guess as to how they will use that.
The other benefit would be if you sign a guy for the rest of the season and then give him a non-guaranteed or partial guarantee on next season.
Yeah.
All of a sudden this summer, you have some mid-sized contracts you could potentially include in a trade if something came up.
Sure. Yeah. And
which they don't really have right now.
Yeah. I think they would be partially guaranteed or non-guaranteed.
Which would make them more desirable in a trade.
Exactly. So
yeah,
that would be my guess as to what will happen. I don't think they're going to pay all this money out to these guys. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Andrew, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you disappointed that we didn't pull any levers?
Yeah, I am.
Lever or lever?
Lever.
Yeah, I was hoping there was going to be something.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I did too. I'm at this point, it's going to be in the hands of the coaching staff and really the leadership of the team as to how they'll handle this. You know, if they play him 10 minutes, Kenrich 10 minutes a night, and there's a chance that Mike Muscala doesn't play again. He's having ankle problems. There's a chance he's going to have surgery in the offseason on his ankle. They may not play him again.
and we know he wins big random games on final shots.
We got to keep him off the court.
Can't let
That's the way.
Yeah, I wonder why they wouldn't schedule the surgery now just to give him more time to like heal up and get back for next season.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. There's a lot of things about the Muscala stuff that's perplexing to me.
Because the report, whenever that came out, it sounded like they were pretty certain, like, oh yeah, he's probably gonna have surgery in the offseason.
He was the one that said it.
Yeah. So it's like, what? I don't know. What are we waiting for? Like, why? I mean, obviously, it's the type of thing where you can't make it worse, or he wouldn't be playing.
Yeah, because the most recent one that he's being held out until the All-Star break is a different thing going on with the same ankle. I don't really know.
He's a complex ankle.
I don't really quite know what any of that means. Okay. Lindy Waters is now on the Thunder. They signed him to a 2-way contract today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
What can you tell us about Lindy Waters? The third, right?
6'6", Oklahoma State guy. He's Native American. He's really cool guy. And
oh, really?
Shot above 40% from 3 on 5 attempts per game in the G League. So, like, legitimate shooter at 6'6". Like, give him a try.
I'll be honest. When you tweeted about him, said, "Oh, I think that this is really cool that he's getting a shot." I didn't pay no mind to that because I was like, "Oh, listen to this guy. What does he know?" But then Sam Vecini tweeted about him,
and then now you're all excited.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll buy into this."
Alex, support your friend.
Come on, man.
I needed a second source. That's all. Because Andrew's biased. You guys are both OSU grads.
Yeah, I'm very biased when it comes to Lindy Waters in particular.
When I saw him in the Cowboys jerseys, I was like, "Oh, is this just another?" I mean, we've brought in guys from like OSU before.
He's different than. I mean, most of the guys we bring in from OSU can't shoot. You know, that's what Lindy does. So I hope he gets like a real shot. I don't know.
Do you know personally, Andrew?
No.
Yeah. Do you know Lindy personally?
Just like,
is it true? Is it true that Lindy played with Trey Young in high school?
Yes, that is true.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah,
that's kind of neat. Something to ask him. Something to ask him about.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I'm excited about that. So, all right, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to go to some Twitter questions.
Do I have to find him?
I'll ask. No, I'll ask it. I'll ask him to you.
Okay.
I'll have you answer. All right, we're back from that quick break. Now we're going to dive into some
Twitter questions.
Little music.
Little elevator music.
All right. Our first Twitter question comes from @Thunder_draft. How active do you think Sam Presti would be via the trade market this offseason on a scale of 1 to 10?
10. I mean, he's Mr. Activity. I think it just happened that like this whole cycling process, cycling through contracts, bringing in random guys, it kind of just hit its natural end point.
Yeah.
This trade deadline where there just wasn't a lot more to move around.
Yes. The Thunder have the guys that they want to keep. They don't want to move them. And then the guys that are left over, no one really wants them.
Right.
Know?
Yeah. But in the summer, that completely changes because now you know where other teams' picks are. Those teams have decided what they want to do going forward that summer. And so, yeah, it'll all heat back up. I would expect more fireworks this summer.
Yeah.
If this was
especially
a
around the
snooze
4th
fest.
Yeah.
Especially around.
That's when you see a lot of those fireworks.
That's usually when it happens.
And the draft. I think he'll always do something at the draft, whether it's trade one pick for 2 picks or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. This next one is from Zach Deeg. Let's pretend that Pelinka is let go sometime before the offseason. Do you think Presti would have real interest in a Lakers role?
Oh, yeah. I saw someone ask this question. I don't think so, because if you read stories about the Lakers, they sound really dysfunctional organizationally,
Yeah.
to the point where, especially like being a GM for the Lakers is weird enough because you have people in the background that are influencing things like Rambus. But in addition to that, you're also the GM of LeBron.
Yeah.
And so, like, how much power do you really have? In addition to that, you have no assets. Like,
In addition to that, does he want to go be with Russell Westbrook again?
oh, I didn't even think about that. So there's a lot of reasons. Like the Boston idea, like that makes sense. Like, yeah. I get if that ever happened, I get it. Although I will say, the trade today that Brad Stevens made makes me feel better that he's going to be sticking in that job a little longer, because I thought that was a really nice trade.
I loved everything Boston did today. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think if he left, it would be for something like that.
No. Because, I mean, Sam wants to imprint like his vision onto an organization. Like, you're not doing that to the Lakers. The Lakers are the Lakers. And what they thrive on is being the Lakers. It's not really anything else. They just make things happen because they're the Lakers. All right. At Zach_Terrones. Zach says, what do you see in Chet that doesn't make you worried about his frame? I think he'll be able to score from the outside, but I just think he'll get moved around like a leaf in the wind against grown men in the NBA. See Moses Brown last year.
He's not a center. That's why I'm not worried. He's not going to play center his rookie season. He is like the same way we talked about this with Mobley. Everyone was freaking out. Everyone freaked out when they signed Jared Allen. It's like, why are you playing 2 centers together? It makes sense for Mobley to be in the spot he's in. And I feel the exact same way about Chet. Chet is going to play the 4. He's going to play with another big man starting out in the league. Now with the Thunder, maybe that's not the case.
I was going to say here he probably
here they,
center.
Yeah, they might just not care. In which case, I'm fine with that, because I do think in like 5 years, I think Evan Mobley will be an NBA center and he'll be getting a lot of center minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for Chet starting out, if he goes to a team that's not OKC, I could totally see him playing with another big, and I don't think that's really a problem. And so I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I think he can do so many other things, and he uses his frame really well in terms of like catching back up and blocking shots.
Mm-hmm.
He uses it really well on defense. On offense, we'll have to see, because like him shooting like whatever insane percentage he's shooting at the rim, it's like 80% or whatever. Yeah, that's probably not going to hold up in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think he's going to be effective. And the fact that he does have that perimeter game, and that is an area of development for him, makes me less worried. It's not like you're just bringing in a guy who's really good around the basket. He's going to do more offensively when he's in the NBA. So I'm not worried about it for those reasons.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Sure. He's also super tough and doesn't, I don't know. Like he's willing to get in there and play. Like
he gets in there.
He's not Poku.
He's not Poku.
He's not Poku, but you need a Poku.
Gotta have a Poku.
We've got one.
Because Poku has more stylish game, He's a smooth operator. He's like a little snake on the courts. You see his beautiful finger roll. What a nice play that was.
Yeah, he played well. Let's see it again, Poku. Do it again.
Yeah. Anytime he hits, like when he has a night where he's hitting 4 threes, man, it looks good.
Yeah, he looked really good. Imagine like being the opposing team, be like, man, this Poku guy is like really blowing up. It's like, so actually he's not. At Alex_Bullerjack, if you could trade one unhealthy thing and make it healthy, what would it be?
Wow, you can choose any unhealthy thing and it instantly becomes healthy.
It's
unhealthy and it becomes healthy.
Is this talking about like an activity or like a food?
Oh.
I was thinking food, but No, I'm gonna let you.
Luke wants beer. Luke wants beer to be healthy, so he can just.
That would really be something, wouldn't it?
If beer were healthy, that'd be awesome.
You get just as drunk, but it actually is good for you.
Yeah. Or I was thinking, just like eating junk food if it was good for you. I mean, I would be.
Well, you have to pick a junk food. You don't get the whole category, Luke.
That's why I asked if it was a thing, or if it was an activity, or if it was a specific.
Junk food is not an activity.
Eating junk food is an activity.
No, you have to pick a junk food. That's like saying eating is an activity.
It is an activity. That was
so you can just choose every food in the world.
I was about to say I would choose
Eating.
I would choose eating, but if I'm choosing a specific food, beer would be good.
I'll let you pick one restaurant. How about that?
One restaurant.
Yeah, because you eat at some terrible eateries.
I do.
That are slowly killing you.
Yeah.
Night after night.
I think. Oh man, I would want Arby's. Without.
I knew you were gonna say.
Yeah, I knew you choose Arby's. Yeah.
And really, it's not that bad for you.
What are you talking about? I know you're not getting their market fresh sandwiches, Luke.
No, I'm
Even
not.
those are probably not good for you.
They're probably not good. I've had their salads before though, but they have a new spicy sandwich that's like super spicy. It's called and it has like a TikTok challenge associated with it.
They don't even know what meat's on it. It's just spicy
Second
sandwich.
in a row that you've mentioned the TikTok Arby's challenge.
No, the double Diablo TikTok challenge or something. I want to do it.
Yeah, I know you said the exact same thing last week.
I'm scared. I'm thinking about it a lot. I've talked to my friends, my fellow Arby heads. I talked to them about it a lot.
Luke can only hold like 3 thoughts in his head at a time. So that thought is still being lodged in there. He's still using it.
Mixing around.
It will get replaced.
I lost a lot of other information to Pokemon.
Oh man. Al?
Oh, I mean, I would love to eat gummy bears every day.
That would be great. Healthy gummy bears.
And there's variety in gummy bears.
Yeah.
So as long as I don't have to pick one.
Yeah.
As long as I get the entire category.
Could I choose ice cream?
Yeah.
I think I would choose ice cream.
That counts. Junk food doesn't count.
I would just
ice cream counts.
Choose carbs as a whole. All carbs.
I'd choose the macronutrient carb.
I would also probably choose that. I mean, you just get after some chips and salsa and it'd just be healthy for you. I mean, that'd be unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, I would have eaten healthy today.
All right, next one. Let's see. This is from at DKWing_duck. Darkwing Duck. He wants to know the best lunchtime trade that you ever made.
What does that mean?
Like you trade one food item for another with a kid at school.
Oh.
I
wasn't a big trader.
Yeah, Luke was I mean, you ate at school every day. Like swipe the card. You were one of those kids.
Yeah.
That's true.
I was a lunch bringer. My mom packed me lunch, powdered donuts and baby carrots and a sandwich every day of my life.
Yeah. I remember that.
Did you ever
I wouldn't.
Well, yeah.
I once traded my entire sandwich for an oatmeal cream pie.
Wow.
I think I lucked out.
Sort of a sandwich.
Yeah. It's a little sandwich.
Cookie sandwich.
Yeah. It's probably the best trade I could think of. I felt really good about it that day. I think it was in the second.
You were in the deal zone.
Second grade. I was in the deal zone in the second grade that day. Feeling good. This one is from at Stone Cold S Adams. With all the talk of a celery floor, what would you prefer your floor to be made out of?
Oh my gosh. What are these questions?
I don't know. There's more coming. Just like, get ready.
I think you could actually do something cool with macaroni and grout.
Excuse me?
You know, like lay macaroni down on your floor and then pour grout in the crevices so you have like a macaroni floor. Hard macaroni. But the grout goes in between, so it's like a solid floor.
Have you ever seen the people that make their floors out of pennies?
Yeah, those are cool. I've seen penny tables.
Yeah, but I've seen it on the floor, and it looks actually pretty cool.
And it's a great way to save.
Yeah,
A money floor.
I do pennies.
I'm pretty sure Dave Ramsey recommends that.
Yeah. Cut out a chunk of your floor every month.
Make a penny floor.
What's
Make
in
a penny
pennies?
floor. Let's see. Zach Deeg has another question. What's the most underrated breakfast food that people don't talk about enough?
I have my answer. Well, no, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm trying to think. Talked about this recently. So
You know, you don't have to like raise your hand. You don't have to say I have my answer. We're not like playing a game. You can just say it.
I know, but I've rethought about it. Okay, I'll say it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go.
People-
Please.
People don't talk enough about the kolache
What is that?
and how good it is. Hot
What's
little
a
hot
kolache?
sausage wrapped up in some bread.
Yeah.
Then
That's
talk,
called a kolache?
and the spicy the place that was used to be my old house called it a kolache.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they have a spicy like a jalapeno kolache. Mm.
So it's like a big pig in a blanket?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm,
And
that
it's
sounds
when you
pretty
get a little
good.
jalapeno in there, it's pretty good.
It is good. Jalapeno on top?
No, it's a jalapeno, like the sausage jalapeno has some jalapeno.
The ones that I've seen have a marking of a jalapeno on top so that you know what it is.
But I would eat it. It sounds good.
I agree with that. I don't ever hear anybody talk about those. Just you and Jay are the only people in my life that I've ever heard talk about them. Actually,
And I think me and Jay are two people you can trust about food.
I think that's right.
I do not trust Luke about food.
What the heck you say?
You're basically like a human raccoon. Like you would eat out of a garbage can.
Well, it depends on what was in it. Like that Seinfeld where he eats the donut that's on top of the garbage.
Yeah, the eclair.
Yeah, I would do that. That's easy. No question.
Yeah. You're a little garbage guy.
Whatever, man.
I am Kev Bot wants to know, where do you think the Rockets end up in the reverse standings after their moves at the deadline?
I mean, I anticipate that they're the same as us. They also want to lose. So if it gets to the point where they are starting to win games, they will sit Eric Gordon or anyone else they need to sit. I mean, he's probably the only one that's really maybe Jayshawn Tate. They're not going to sit Jayshawn Tate.
Nah.
So like maybe they sit Eric Gordon. I don't know. I would be surprised. They would be really dumb if they let themselves pass us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still so mad about the 3-game win streak, honestly.
Yep, that was rough. I got to say, that Blazers game that I went to,
Yeah, that was bad.
boring.
So bad in every aspect.
Also, I want to say shout out to the in-game ops at the Paycom Center.
Yeah, you like it?
So much better. So much better in Oklahoma City. Hey, Taylor.
What's up, Tayshawn?
Hey, what's up? It's
Hey,
me,
Sean.
Dale Man.
What's up, Dale? Where are you?
Are y'all already
He's in a
done
bunker.
doing the podcast?
What do you like about the in-game ops? Because I feel like some arenas do a better job than OKC.
So in Portland, like, I swear they did like 3 documentaries about like, you know, a person who had been with the organization for 30 years and was retiring or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
My wife was crying over this woman, this Karen woman who was retiring. But I just want more games. I like games, and I feel like OKC plays a lot of games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fan involvement on the screen. I like looking at people on the screen.
Yeah.
That's all I really want. And there just wasn't enough of that in Portland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. Yeah, and it has a rhythm. Like they do the same things every time.
My only critique is that they have done away with the kiss cam.
Don't you think that's just a COVID thing? That'll come back.
Oh, you think so?
Probably.
I don't. I think once it's gone, I think it's gone.
Wait.
But I don't
I think a team
love
had
it.
a kiss cam.
Well, the Thunder.
'Cause wasn't there a
think-
clip that? Oh God.
But I want it to come back. Did you? And now they do like a dance. I do like a good dance cam though. And the one where they have two, like a person, they have like a celebrity and they find their look-alike in the crowd. I like that one too.
Yeah, I like that.
That
like
one,
the game face one. Solid.
I do like that too.
I don't need much.
Mhm.
Portland was just a little dead. That's all I'm saying.
What was the best one they did?
I can't even name a thing they did.
Just
Actually, you know what they did? They had. Oh no, never mind. I watched that on League Pass. That was actually in Oklahoma City when they had the game that they put up on the screen and it kept failing. Did you guys see that?
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, it was very funny. They kept coming back to it and it kept
Right.
failing. No, there was no fun games, and Zumba was the halftime show.
Oh,
I love that.
I love it when it's a local Zumba troupe.
No, you don't.
No.
Yeah, if it's the local Zumba ladies.
There's so many like really good halftime acts. Like really,
the Raindrops, the kids dance team.
that's not a.
That's your favorite?
No,
It's funny when they do it. But the Zumba class with the
you're
ladies,
naming the worst ones.
the Zumba class is so funny.
I just went to the Bulls game the other week, and the halftime show was Rumble having a dance off with the inflatable Rumble,
Oh yeah,
and
I
that
saw
was the whole halftime show. It was pretty cool, actually. I liked it. I liked it better than most halftime shows.
It's pretty cool.
They're pretty hit or miss. And may I say, the new quick change artists, not as good. Not as good. Because you know the real quick change people, the guy died of COVID.
Yeah.
Last year. They were good.
Well, was probably doing it for years and years. This is the first new quick change person's first year.
No, it turns out this is like a whole
They had to have a quick change.
it's a whole business. There's like multiple quick change people. You just have to buy the outfits, but they were the best at it. Whoever they got now, not a fan.
Well, it would be funny to buy those outfits.
Yeah, if me and Luke did quick change.
Uh-huh.
Travel the world doing quick change.
That'd be
That'd
awesome.
be tight.
It could really, if I was in trial, it could really drive my objection. New outfit. Objection.
Cool.
I'll do that.
I would love that, dude.
Dog Olympics are good for halftime shows. When there's a dog involved, I like that too.
Oh yeah. There was a karate one the other day where it was just people breaking boards. There was probably like 50 boards broken.
Oh, really? I like that too. But nothing's gonna beat the most memorable one. Once you've seen the most memorable one, everything else is a letdown, and that is when the escape are at the Thunder halftime.
You completely cut out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Once you've seen the top, everything else is not going to be as good. The top one was when the escape artist drowned.
But he lived.
Start over from the top. You
No, we heard it out. We heard it.
No, I didn't hear it. Start it over.
No, not going to start it over. But it was a woman. She drowned.
But she lived.
She did live. Yes, she lived. But it's still she still drowned. You can drown and be resuscitated. She was.
Question, Judge. How do you guys feel about those books that people write when they die and then they come back?
Oh,
They
like
write
Colton
books about
Burpo?
their experience. Yeah.
Like Colton Burpo?
What I don't like is like everyone has a little bit of a different experience. So either someone's lying, everyone's lying, or death is, I don't know.
Colton Burpo's not lying.
I used to work at a half price
With a
Books
name like
on 63rd and May, and that book, Heaven is for Real, dude, I would pay top dollar for that when I was over at the booksellers table.
Because it's going to move.
Because
Really?
that thing moved.
Moves. Yeah. He wouldn't. Why would he lie? He's a child.
That's right. That's
yeah,
a great point.
children do not lie.
Never.
No.
Never. Especially when they die.
My daughter's 18 months old. She's already lying. You know what the lie is? She's already lying. You know what the lie is?
What's the lie?
Did you poop? She said, no, and turns around and runs away laughing. I'm like, wow, you're already lying. So, she has to be grounded. So she's in her room for up to 3 days after that.
Usually kids
We're not
mimic
gonna-
their parents.
Yeah, kids learn to behave.
Well, she has seen Kate ask me, "Did you poop?" And I say, "No," and I run away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They learn from
Is this the podcast?
Andrew, ask another question.
That's all we've got for today. All right. How'd you guys feel about the James Harden deal? We can close with that.
I was trying to think, has there been a bigger trade in my lifetime? When you factor in everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to be hyperbolic.
Yeah.
But I really don't know.
Usually not that both teams have the chance to be title contenders after a trade. Is like why it's such a big deal. Because I would say that they are both now title contenders after the trade is done. And you can talk about like big trades that happened in the past. Like I think about like the Pau Gasol trade, but like that made one team a title contender and it sent the other one into a tailspin. It is a very, very unusual NBA trade.
I just can't get over it. Like we've had an all-star for all-star trades previously. You have like or a young star for young star. We've just never seen anything like this. This is like I am so excited for the Eastern Conference playoffs because try this exercise. Try this out for size. Rank your like top 5 teams in the East based on who you think is most likely to win the title. You're not just pissing off like 2 fan bases now. You're pissing off 4.
Yeah.
Because you're probably going to put the Chicago Bulls at 5 and their fans are going to be like, what the hell? We're awesome when we're healthy. We have great perimeter defense. We have like 2 proven scorers who are great in the clutch, and you're putting us 5. But it's like, who else?
Yeah.
How would you rank them right now?
Milwaukee 1, the Nets, the Sixers,
Miami,
probably Miami, and then Chicago, probably. Yeah.
It's crazy to think, especially now, 2 of those teams, one of those teams is going to lose in the first round.
Yeah, definitely. It's wild.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Jay, we're going to see you die on the podcast, aren't we? Alex will love this. Alex.
I was trying to switch to my AirPods.
No, it sounds really good.
Don't do AirPods. AirPods are the worst.
I bet it don't do AirPods. Does it sound okay right now?
No, but it's the worst.
Okay, well, hold on.
It sounds fine. It sounds okay.
Yeah, I mean, people will be able to hear it when it's on the Crash compilation.
I was just driving by that. I was just driving by that building that just engulfed in flames, still burning, smoke everywhere.
Yeah, what's the story with that?
Checking progress.
No, I just
story is
I couldn't help getting my mom's house ready for her to move into, so that's where I've been.
Story is, Alex, it caught on fire.
Yeah, I know that, but do they know why?
No.
Not yet. I don't know if
it's still on fire. To my knowledge, it's still on fire.
It is still on fire, but I don't know how they figure it out when it's just like a smoldering pile of debris. Like, oh, well,
Right.
looks like the fire started there.
I think you just find the building's black box, and it will tell you.
Hey, you guys want to know? No, I can't say this on the podcast.
I heard y'all Evan jump in.
What did you hear?
Y'all talking about heaven?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Eric
We were
Clapton.
talking about when people buy those, when people write books about their death experiences.
Oh my God, you can't
believe
redo the pod. Andrew, are there any more questions? End this.
I honestly, when I joined this podcast, I didn't know if this was like post-podcast combo or if it was still the podcast.
Alex, Andrew has had a stressful day.
It's true.
Oh, okay, just for the people listening, they can tune out. We can edit the pod down. They don't have to watch this. And if that's okay, then I'm willing to hang out and talk about it.
Andrew is not going to edit the pod down. He's exhausted.
That's so true. I'm not. All right. Thanks so much for listening. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll have a real podcast on Monday, I promise. But thanks for tuning in.
I hated the James Harden Ben Simmons trade. Hated it. Bye.
Goodbye.